The Philly Home and Garden Show recently took place right in our own backyard. Hello, I'm Erin Holly.
And I'm Ethan Farrow. LaSalle School of Business has been reaccredited until 2025. You're watching LaSalle TV News, where the action never stops.
Hello and welcome to LTV News, where we bring you everything from 20th and Olney Avenue, Philadelphia, and the world.
There's a lot to catch up on in the next half an hour. Let's hear the buzz around campus.
Johnson & Johnson have partnered with LaSalle and is excited to offer a 3-year education initiative to high school students interested in healthcare. The Bridge to Employment program will provide supplemental resources, learning opportunities, and career readiness skills. The program places importance on real-world experiences that students may face beyond the classroom. Over the next 3 years, LaSalle's Department of Business Systems and Analytics will host virtual and on-campus training programs to provide these young students with a fantastic opportunity before college. LaSalle is also recruiting 40 of the School of Business students to serve as peer mentors, demonstrating the school's core values of inclusivity and support of the greater good.
LaSalle School of Business has been reaccredited until 2025. The Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business decided to extend their accreditation in early February. LaSalle was recommended by the multi-member AACSB peer review team. The rigorous process happens every 5 years and requires schools to meet various requirements. These include mission academic achievement and learning goals. LaSalle School of Business is the only school with an accredited sales training center in Philadelphia and looks forward to encouraging more business, accounting, and marketing students in the future.
LaSalle University recently asked some of its faculty to weigh in on the ongoing effects of COVID-19. Professors from healthcare, education, and public health all share their views on how COVID has affected LaSalle and the world. Dr. Candace Robertson James, assistant professor and the director of LaSalle's Master of Public Health program, shared some insight on how COVID-19 has impacted people's views on public health. She says, quote, "Prior to COVID-19, many people would have struggled to describe or define public health. In fact, many of my students and I have experienced the blank stares received from family and friends asking what exactly public health is when announcing our commitment to the field. While COVID-19 has allowed more people to become familiar with the field, many still don't fully appreciate the broad scope and mission of public health."
LaSalle University is having their 9th annual Day of Giving event March 22nd. The Day of Giving is a time where LaSalle students and alumni can give back to LaSalle. According to the university, quote, "The Day of Giving unites LaSalle community and calls on students, faculty, staff, alumni, Christian brothers, and friends of the university to contribute towards a brighter future for LaSalle," end quote. The university hopes to break their record of more than $1 million this year. To find out more, visit LaSalle's social media page or visit their website.
LaSalle professor Maureen O'Connell published a book exploring the generations of American Catholic anti-Blackness within her family, as well as the long-standing failure of Catholic universities to respond to racism. O'Connell, an associate professor of Christian ethics at LaSalle University, investigated the Archdiocese of Philadelphia, uncovering what was happening in parishes when her ancestors lived in them. In O'Connell's book, Undoing the Knots, she traces her own family history from the time her ancestors arrived in the United States and how she benefited from their whiteness, wealth, and decision-making. O'Connell says she hopes that in telling the truth, we can be liberated from all the energy we spend trying to hide or dodge it. It is time for our first break, but coming up, a Pennsylvania university recently broke fundraising records. Stay tuned.
Military life can have its challenges, but sometimes veteran life brings more.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Greg Gatson, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans and their families get the benefits they've earned.
Today, I'm an entrepreneur, photographer, and public speaker, and I never tire of standing tall.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just being the best that I can be.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Oh my God, I swear, these sports show hosts just get dumber and dumber as time goes on. Like, I can't believe people are actually paid money, real money, more than what I make at my job to say this stupid stuff. Like, I can't believe this crap. Oh my gosh. I'm about to lose it. I'm about to lose it. Like, this is just, how can they even...
Hey, what you doing?
This stupid sports show. These people have no idea how the game of basketball is played. Not at all.
Hey, you're not you when you don't watch LaSalle TV. Here, let me show you.
Have much more left, but the only reason why now for everyone else it's a one-year rental.
Talk Philadelphia here on LaSalle TV. I'm your host, Jeff. All that and much more.
Feel better now?
Better. You're not you when you're not watching LaSalle TV. To stay up to date, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Extinction is forever. To save America's most iconic and imperiled species from extinction, we must fight for their future. Fight to save the natural lands that wildlife call home. Fight to limit pollution. Fight for smart development. Fight for their future. And fight for ours. For so goes nature, so goes us.
Schools in the Philly area are protesting mask mandates. At Conestoga High School, students performed a walkout. While walking out of the school, they were, quote, banging on lockers and shouting freedom, end quote. Residents in the Westchester area and Downingtown are also petitioning for their schools to get rid of mask mandates. This has caused much debate as numerous healthcare professionals think the mandate should end, but CDC and the American Academy of Pediatricians are still supporting the mandate.
Penn State University's Thon broke records and raised over $13 million this February. This year, Penn State's iconic dance marathon turned 50 years old, and there was no better way for students to celebrate than by raising a record-breaking amount of money for the kids. Thon benefits the Four Diamonds Foundation, which provides expenses to families and aids research about pediatric cancer. Thon is the largest student-run philanthropy event, and it returned to being in person after being held virtually last year. It took place February 18th through the 20th, and participants are not allowed to sit down while they're in the Bryce Jordan Center. It included surprise performances from celebrities, a pep rally, and more excitement. Thon 2022 was the 6th year in a row that it raised over $10 million. The Nittany Lion community is already looking forward to next year's Thon.
The lineup for this year's Firefly Music Festival has been announced and will take place in the Woodlands in Dover, Delaware. The headliners for this year's festival will be Halsey, My Chemical Romance, Green Day, and Dua Lipa. Other well-known acts of the festival will be Weezer, The Kid Laroi, Big Sean, Zedd, and many more. The festival will take place from Thursday, September 22nd to Sunday, September 25th. The festival is all ages. 8 years and younger are free to get in and general admission. Pre-sale has already started, so grab your tickets while you still can.
Dozens of schools in the Philadelphia area are reportedly suffering from lead contamination in their water and have potentially exposed thousands of young students to harmful toxins. These harmful toxins have been known to cause learning and behavioral issues among young students, as well as damaging internal organs. The authors of the study done by the Pennsylvania Public Interest Research Group are calling for the replacement of every drinking fountain with water bottle filling stations, as well as new filtration systems to be installed in kitchens and other facilities. The study claims, quote, Philadelphia's children deserve safe drinking water, especially at the schools where they go each day to learn and play. As this data shows, it is critical that Philadelphia decision makers take immediate action to get the lead out, unquote.
Aaron and LTV crew member Maddie got a chance to learn more about the Philly Home and Garden Show last weekend. Check it out.
Kitchens and baths, flooring, sheds, outdoor projects, landscapers, anything you can imagine to improve your home.
So my company is Philly Pop-Up Picnics. It's exactly as it sounds. It's a pop-up picnic experience. I will come to you and set up this whole luxurious picnic spread, and you get to enjoy a picnic, but a little bit upgraded.
We're doing a renovation and looking for design ideas.
I come every year. There's just so much to choose from. I mean, there's a doggy fashion show, so why not for that? There's actually a liquid Botox area too, and then you can renovate your home at the same time. So there's just so much to choose from, and I learn something new every time I come here.
This is will be our 6th year doing the show. Sure, we didn't do a show in 2021, and now that we're back at it, we've kind of changed the show because everyone's lives have changed a little bit.
This is a great opportunity to meet a lot of individuals who are interested in improving their home.
The Philly Home and Garden Show hopes to see you next year. Aaron Holly and Maddie Geyer, LTV News, signing off.
No, we were in ad-lib.
So, checking out the Philly Home and Garden Show was such a good experience last weekend. Maddie and I got to go. I wish you could have come with us.
Yeah,
but
it seemed like a really exciting time.
yeah, it was like right in my own backyard because it was right near where I live at home. But it was such a good time getting to meet all different vendors for home renovations. They had so many cool things like the Philly pop-up picnics, and there was just a whole variety of things. But
That's awesome.
In other local Philadelphia area news, so the Firefly Festival came out. I know you're interested in that.
Yeah, that's really going to be exciting. I mean, obviously it's a yearly thing. I've never been to the festival myself, but I know with a lot of people who go like every year, and the lineup this year does look really good. I like a lot of those artists, so might have to get some tickets. I don't know. I think they've probably mostly sold out by this point, but there might still be some available. So, you know, if I get the chance, I think I'll probably want to go to that. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I heard people sleep and camp out for days.
They camp out for like they sleep in the grass, all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll have to stay tuned and see if you're cut out for that.
Coming up, we have one more break and a new Hershey bar. Stay tuned.
According to statistics, 40 million adults suffer from depression or anxiety. 1 in 4 college students are affected by this as well. You never know who is going through something, so you should always be kind to one another. A little kindness can go a long way. It might even save a life.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The United States women's soccer team has reached a $24 million settlement with their unequal pay lawsuit against the U.S. Soccer Federation. The original case was filed back in 2019 over complaints of inequality regarding pay and treatment by 5 of the women's team players. FIFA awarded $400 million to the 32 teams of the Men's World Cup and $30 million to the 24 teams to the women's in 2019. According to the settlement, the Federation will finally pay women at an equal rate to their male counterparts. Offense player Megan Rapinoe said, "For us, this is just a set up the next generation for something we only dreamed of. We hope this sincerely puts an end to the institutionalized gender discrimination that has taken place since the beginning of the sport itself."
Hershey releases a new chocolate bar in celebration of Women's History Month. The new wrapping for the Celebrate She chocolate bar highlights the impact on women and girls. Hershey was named #1 on the Forbes top list of female-friendly companies last year. Vice President of the Hershey Company says, creating this simple but powerful, colorful change to our iconic milk chocolate bar serves as a reminder of how important they are to our lives. Hershey's wants everyone who gets a Hershey's bar to spread the message on social media with the hashtag #CelebrateShe. These limited edition chocolate bars are now available worldwide.
After a 25-year run, the PBS hit TV show Arthur has finally come to a close. The show explores the adventures of Arthur, an aardvark, and the lessons he learns along the way about things such as kindness and empathy. The final episode showed the bunch as adults 20 years later. The show is the longest-running animated series for children in the U.S. and originally premiered in 1996. For children and adults looking to relive the episodes, Arthur will continue to air on PBS.
A 500-pound bear has been terrorizing California homes for months. A black bear, which has now famously gotten the name Hank the Tank, has reportedly damaged 33 properties and has entered 28 homes. Wildlife Department spokesman Peter Tira has said that they have been tracking the bear since spring of 2021. According to the CDFW, Hank, quote, "a severely habituated bear has lost its fear of people and is associating people with access to food," end quote. Officials say they are no longer planning to trap the bear, but would rather trap, tag, and relocate him, end quote.
World-famous pop star Britney Spears recently signed a book deal worth $15 million. Britney's book will be a tell-all memoir published by Simon & Schuster. In the past few months, Britney Spears has spoken up about intense legal battles with her own family, which a large portion of the book will be about. Spears has been eager to write a book, especially because her sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, wrote and published a book earlier this year titled Things I Should Have Said. Britney and Jamie have been hashing it out on social media, as Britney posted a picture on Instagram with a caption saying, "Congrats bestseller, the nerve of you to sell a book now," along with some other colorful language. Since Britney Spears' 13-year conservatorship ended this past November, she has been the subject of multiple documentaries. Simon & Schuster is still keeping the details about the book on the low, but the publication production has begun. So, isn't that crazy? A $15 million book deal.
That's a lot of money for a book deal.
From Britney Spears. I would never have expected her to be writing a book as she is a pop star.
Well, she has had a pretty big career, obviously, for a long time now, so I'm sure she's got a lot of detail about that in that book.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of drama with her lately, so I'm sure she'll delve into that in the book, but it is still on the low at the moment. But how about this Hank the Tank?
I love the name. I love the name.
The name is hilarious, but that bear is massive.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen an animal that big. When I first heard about it, I was just shocked that there's a 500-pound bear, but Do you think he means to terrorize people's homes, or do you think he's just trying to live his best life? Like,
it's interesting. I mean, I think the fact that he is no longer afraid to really approach people is a bit concerning, considering that he's so large. I think anybody that probably would see him coming would be absolutely terrified. I'm sure that he probably doesn't mean to hurt anybody, hopefully, but I mean, you really can't tell.
yeah, well, we'll have to see what ends up happening with Hank the Tank, but best of luck to him. Well, that just about does it for this episode, but be sure to find us on the web as well as the rest of LaSalle TV on our Facebook page. We love to hear your thoughts, so tweet at us using our Twitter handle and start the conversation.
If you missed the scoop and want to see it, you can find episodes on YouTube at our LaSalle TV Philly page.
Until next time, for Maria, Sam, and the entire crew, I'm Erin Holly. Thanks for watching LTV News, where the action never stops.